Today we are on chapter 2. This is the new chapter we are working on. We started it yesterday, and today we will see how to graph linear equations in two variables. And actually, to learn how to graph linear equations, you're going to actually learn it by practicing, by working on it. I will try to go really a bit fast on these explanations, on showing these examples here, because I want to spend more time on the quiz and working with you. I think it's much more worthwhile if we work together than just showing some explanation here on the PowerPoint. But let's go real quick, graphing linear equations in two variables. If we have an equation, let's say the equation is this one here, x minus y equals 3, and you want to graph it on the rectangular coordinate system like this. The first thing you're going to do is to build a table. You're going to build a small table with a few coordinates that you will plot, and then you're going to build the graph. So here is the table for that equation. Each point here is a solution for this equation. 3 and 0, 4 and 1, 0 and -3, -1 and -4, 2 and -1. And remember, the first number is always x, the second number is always y, right?
Mr. Ferrer, I think your screen isn't being shared. So we're seeing you do work, but the screen, they can't see the screen.
Oh, sorry. Let me share the screen. Thank you. Sorry about that. Let me share the screen. Here. Can you see now? And today, actually, it's happening. Thank you. Today is happening a lot. Today, Teams is not working very well. It's not helping a lot. Well, moving on then. Graphing linear equations. This is an example that you're going to have on the PowerPoint. Thank you. This is an example that you have on a PowerPoint, and the equation that we are looking is this one, x minus y equals 3. If you plot the points here, the points are shown here, and the graph, actually, you connect all the points with a line, and this actually is also important to represent the arrows, because this line goes all the way to infinity. In one side and on the other side. This graph goes all the way to infinity. Let's move to another example where we're going to work on the points, and actually you might understand a little bit better if we work on each point. We're going to plot only 2 points. To find a line, we just need 2 points. It's better to have 3, just to be sure. We're going to work with 2 points to make it a bit easier. To start really slowly, okay? So the graph, the equation is 3x plus 5y equals 15. To plot, to graph this equation, first build this table with x and y. And I'm going to guess a few numbers here, a few values for x. I'm going to guess 0 and I'm going to guess 5. I will plug in on the equation and find y. So I guessed here 0 and 5 for x, and I'm going to find y by plugging in these values on the equation. So the first one, 0, x equals 0. 3 times 0 plus 5y equals 15. Okay? This is going to be 0, right? So you can divide both sides of the equation by 5. Divide both sides by 5. Y equals 15 divided by 5, 3. Then you can fill out the answer here. The first point that we have are x equals 0, y equals 3. The second point, now we're gonna plug in x equals 5. Let me do this here. 3 times 5 3 times 5 plus 5y equals 15. 3 times 5 is 15 plus 5y equals 15. That means we can subtract 15 on both sides of the equation. And look what you're going to have. 0, right? Plus 5y equals 15 minus 15, 0. Or y equals 0. Now we have 2 points. We have 2 points here. The first point is x equals 0, y equals 3. The second point is x equals 5, y equals 0. Now let's go to the rectangular coordinate system. Let's plug these 2 points. I will clean this up. Let me clean this up. I'm gonna write down up here the equation so I don't forget. 3x plus 5y equals 15. So here is the equation. And let's plot in the rectangular coordinate system. X equals 0, y equals 3. So x equals 0 is here, y equals 3, 1, 2, 3. Right here. This is going to be 0, comma 3. And x equals 5 and y equals 0. So x equals 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And y equals 0. Right here. This is 5 and 0. Then you connect, you have 2 points, you connect the line. The line is going to go through both points. Draw here the arrow, that means the line goes all the way from both endpoints to infinity. And this is the representation, this is the line that represents the equation. 3x plus 5y equals 15. Okay? Give me a feedback. What do you think? Easy, difficult, too complicated, or not too hard? One particular thing that I want to show is that this point is the coordinate is of x is 0. That means this is the point where the line intersects the y-axis, and these have a special name. Special name is y-intercept. This is the special name for this point, because it's the intersection of the y-axis and the line of the equation. And this other point here, the coordinate of y equals 0. And this have also a special name, that's x-intercept. That means the point where the line, the equation, the line that represents the equation, intersects the x-axis, right? In the PowerPoint, you're going to see, let me clean this up, you're going to see later more explanation about y-intersect and x and y intercepts. So you can, if you need, you can go over here the PowerPoint and read and try to understand. But basically, the concept is simple. X-intercept, where the graph intersects the x-axis, and y-intercept is where the graph intersects the y-axis. Okay? And Jacob is starting to get the idea. You're going to start, it's going to be better when we work on the quiz. Jacob, I think. Because this is the kind of thing that you have to practice. You have to work, you have to draw the graphs to learn. You're never going to learn by just watching my explanation or or a video about it. Okay, moving on. And just a quick break so you answer the bell work. And I think some of you already got the right answer. I remember some of you already replied with the answer that's closer to the right one. I have here Cynthia. Kalia said 72 pizzas. What do you think? Type here. Type your guess. Type your answer. Debbie will buy pizzas. And she bought 72 juice boxes. If she bought 72 juice boxes, what's going to be the amount of pizzas that she needs? What do you think? Type your guess, type your answer. And I want to see, it is the point of the class that I want to see the participation of everybody, just to check if you're right, if you really here paying attention. Valeria, Noelia, Makina, Maddie, Kishore, Keon, Julian, Juan, Joniel, Jesus, Jacob, Gabriela, Ewil, David, and Cynthia, and Chris Diel, and Kalia, and Anjali, and Alejandro, Adrian. All of you, please type your answer. What do you think is going to be the right answer? And we have here 4 to 5 pizzas. Maddie said 5 pizzas. Cynthia said 4 or 4. 5 or 4. Chris Diel, 5 pizzas. Won't be, Adrian said 3. Julian 5. Jacob's 5 to 6. Gabriela 5. Noelia 5. I think 5 is winning. Ewil 5. Valeria 5. Makina 5. I think 5 is winning. Let's have a look at how to do this, applying a little bit of linear equations in 2 variables. Okay, and I think 5 is winning. 5 is winning. I knew you would guess the right answer. Let's say the number of kids is X. Let's call X, and the number of juice boxes is going to be Y. Okay. And we know that Y is going to be 4 times X. That means for the number of juice box is 4 times the number of kids. Because each kid is going to have 4 juice boxes, right? So the number of juice box is 4 times the number of kids. We also know that the number of juice box, she already bought it, is 72. And we can put together this. 4x equals 72 divided by 4. X equals 72 divided by 4, 18. This is the number of kids. This is the amount of kids that you're going to have in the party. But for each 4 kids, you need 1 pizza. So now we're going to divide 18. Let's do it here. 18 divided by 4. 18 divided by 4, you're going to find 4.5. This is how many pizzas you need. And most of you answered 5, and I understand this is the right answer, because you're not going to a pizza place, right, or Domino's, or Papa John's, or any pizza place, and you're gonna order, give me 4.5 pizzas, give me 4 pizzas and a half, right? You're always gonna order units of pizzas, whole pizzas. So the answer, you got it right, is 5. You can get a half of a pizza from the pizza place. That's right, Cynthia. So the answer is going to be 5. You have to order 5 pizzas, and even though you're going to have half pizza left, maybe Debbie is going to eat the half of the pizza. But for the kids, you will need to order 5 pizzas. Great, that was a good break. So in this first part, you have to connect the right graph to the equation, to the correspondent equation. Don't try to figure out by looking at the graph what's the equation. Let's do the other way around. Let's go first to the equation, And let's get the first one. First one is x plus y equals 5. This is the first equation that we have on our list. I see a 5 and 3 on the first graph. Yeah, but don't look at the graph, Kalia. Pay attention, don't look at the graph now. Let's look first at the equation. Check the first equation from the list, and we're gonna find the graph of this first equation, okay? X plus y equals 5. So make this table here. X, y, make x equals 0 to find y, and makes y equals 0 to find x, okay? And tell me here, if x equals 0, what's the value of y? What's going to be the value of y if x equals 0? Type here in the chat. Check the equation. X equals 0, y is going to be equal to? Yeah, Elu, that's right. If x equals 0, y equals? No, Kalia, look at the equation here. Let me show you. Look at the equation here. I made x equals 0. Then y is going to be equal to 5. That's right. Y equals 5. Correct? And now let's do the other way around. Let's make y equals 0. What's the value of x? If you make y equals 0, now x equals 5, right? Yeah, Kalia. Now we found here the y-intercept and the x-intercept. Let's go to the graph. Oops. Let's go to the graph. Plot the points. The first point. X equals 0, y equals 5. X equals 0, y equals 5. I mean, y equals 5 is here. X equals 0, y equals 5. The next point. X equals 5, y equals 0. X equals 5, y equals 0. This is, 5 and 0. Now I can have the line, I can draw the line. Connect here, both points, and you have the line. Kalia is confused. Check it out, Kalia. We found here the first point, x equals 0, y equals 5. And the second point, x equals 5 and y equals 0. We are plotting the points here on the graph, and then we connect the points with a line. Okay? Now you compare with the options that we have. Look at this graph here. Let's compare. Let's compare. Check out. Check out. Option D. Option D is the right one. See? Can you see? 5 and 5. And then the first one, the first equation, is going to be letter D. To answer the quiz, you go to the Microsoft Forms, you go to item D, answer item D, answer item D. What is the equation of graph D? Then you select this. Questions? Can you try the next ones, the other ones, by yourselves? Try the other ones. I'm going to give you a few minutes. Try the other ones, and we can work together. Let me know. Type here in the chat box if you have any questions, okay?